Greetings, everybody. How are we doing tonight? Good to see you. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Dang. You're making my Italian arm hair just raise up. I love that. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to CoSM's August Full Moon Gathering. It's your girl, Alexis Batty, reporting live from the fabulous Great Hall in Entheon. Isn't she a marvel? Look at this space. Look at this painting casually behind me. Whether you're here with us in person or tuning in from afar, I extend heartfelt gratitude and appreciation for all of you being here with us tonight. We've curated a beautiful collection of offerings crafted by our founders and some friends from the community. All you have to do is relax. Let's take a collective deep breath. Oh, that's so nice, man. That's good. We're going to just sit back, relax, and we're going to just let the journey unfold. You think you can do that? You think we can surrender to the flow tonight? We're happy with that? Fabulous. Well, then let's begin. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to our favorite artists, our CoSM founders. You know them. We love them. Please put your hands together for Alex Gray and Allyson Gray. Yeah!
Okay, we'll see. Hey! I can't believe it. We did it. We're here again. Here we are. It's the 270th consecutive in an unbroken chain of full moon ceremonies since January of 2003. And here we are, the end of that chain. We're right here together in this really special and unique moment in time.
Yes. Back in 2003, we were in our Brooklyn loft.
That's right.
And we got together with Rosie and some friends, the prayer committee, to pray, to manifest a chapel of sacred mirrors. How could that ever be? We could never imagine how it could ever happen.
But that's how you make miracles happen.
You know.
But that's how you make miracles happen, you know. You make promises that you don't know how you're going to keep, and then you keep them. So really, you want to be the place where a miracle happens? Try it. And really, it's been a lot of years, and we are, you know, on the road. We're still on the journey. Because as you'll know and hear about later, we're have every intention of covering this building, surrounding, hugging this building with the countenance of Entheon.
Right,
the countenance
these
of Entheon.
21-foot, you know, like
big
faces.
Corner angels.
They're all part of one big head. A godhead, symbol of a godhead, I guess you could say. It's got some of the symbols of all the different world wisdom traditions on some of these faces, but it's one head. And so that's the idea, is just to point to the transcendental unity of all the different spiritual traditions and those paths that aren't traditional either, like the psychedelic spiritual path and the shamanic path that isn't maybe a formal church, but it represents the spiritual yearning that is common to all these different paths.
And what we're going to be thematically talking about in a little minute is community, because this month, August, has become our go-to month for the theme of community, where we have a membership drive and we encourage people to become members of a community. And it helps so much, you know, when people are members. And so we just had a members barbecue, and we get together with members. And if you are a member, would you mind standing up? We would really love to see our members. Who is a member? Thank you so much. Look at all the members.
Wow.
Thank you. That is great. That's so
Thank you.
wonderful. Thank you so much for coming. And thank you so much to the members that are in our audience but not here, that are on Zoom, on YouTube, and they're watching us now. So everybody turn around and wave to all the people who are in our audience everywhere in the world. All over the world there are people. And this happened, you know, during COVID. We had to, you know, start broadcasting. So anyway, many of you, though, I'm sure, came from a distance. How many people came? Who thinks they came from really far away? Just shout out where you came from. Colorado. Louisiana. Boston.
Austin.
Providence. What's that?
Costa Rica.
Oh, we always get that.
We're getting international.
How about you? Yes. Brazil.
Oh, okay, we may have a winner.
Oh, Las Vegas. All right, that's a distance.
That's pretty far
well,
out.
Thank you. Now, I just want to, before we go on, and we will, but I want to know if there's anybody who came here from next door. New Jersey. Okay.
All right. Hey, welcome, neighbors.
How about neighbors? Anybody from the neighborhood? Wappinger. Well, we always have Tor and Alexa and Johnny. Nyack.
Nice.
That's fabulous. Thanks for
New
coming.
York neighbors,
Whether you've come
thank
from
you.
far or near, we're so glad to have you here for the 270th full moon. And, you know, it's not only is it a sturgeon moon, which we're going to talk about in a minute, but it also is
It's a supermoon.
It's a supermoon. Okay, go ahead.
It's a supermoon. Because the moon is so close to the Earth. It's like, for the next few months, it's like the closest it gets all year. It's kind of like it comes, hi. And then it goes, see ya.
So
You know,
what does that
every
mean
few-
metaphorically?
What is it?
Should we make it mean something?
Well.
You can make it mean whatever you want to make it mean.
Yeah.
I kind of like the way the moon energy is coming closer to the earth energy. It's just it's very harvest time.
That's true,
Yeah.
too. It's kind of like squeezing out that last, kind of light of the end of summer and like kind of going into fall. It's a seasonal time it's the harvest of summer. It's the most, it's like when things like Burning Man happen, it's like a crescendo in a sense of energies, starts to happen. And the fullness, you can walk through the woods and it is so verdant right now. It is, have you felt it, Mike? It's just like off the hook kind of energy. And of course, for carbon-based life forms like ourselves, it's a wonderful place both to kind of divest yourself of your kind of negative energies and take in the energies of nature, the ever creative kind of web of life that we're surrounded by. And
The many communities of nature. Think of the millions of communities that nature has. Think of the many communities that we have. You know, we are all interactive here, a big Venn diagram of interactivity here, but everywhere, you know, in every profession and all kinds of ways, and insects and the animals. So there are many, many communities, and we want to get to talking about that,
Yes.
but after I ask you one question, Alex. Why? Do we celebrate on the full moon? Why did we choose the full moon to celebrate?
Well, I remember our conversation with a shaman, Alex Stark, who encouraged us to start full moon ceremonies. He was kind of the guy, the instigator of that, and he said, because we kept bothering all of our friends about.
Don't say that.
Well, okay.
We weren't bothering. We were sharing our intention.
We like to
powerfully.
inspire our friends about this idea we had about building a chapel, you know, and the chapel for the sacred mirrors. And so he said, you know, Alex, I really love your idea. You know, it's a really cool idea, this chapel thing. But, you know, a chapel is not something you do as an individual. That's something that it involves a community. And if a community is not involved, it's not a real chapel. So let's start full moon ceremonies. And in my tradition, if it's meant to happen, this will help it happen. And
here we are.
Here we are.
And here we are.
Yay.
So we've come a long way, but there also is the idea that the moon is a reflection of the sun's light, just like we are the reflection of the Almighty.
The
Really.
greater light.
The greater
of
light.
God.
That's right.
Or whatever name you want to
That's right. It's a metaphor.
put on spirit.
We're
Yeah,
sacred mirrors.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's the,
we mirror.
yeah. So that's the source of our foundation.
Now you want to
or
sit
our
here?
community
You sit
one.
here, sweetie. We'll switch places and talk
Okay.
about community. Let's see.
Okay.
Now, where is our paper? Ruby, thank you so much. Okay, we need a crib sheet. There's a few things if we can't read because we can't see.
We can wing this really, but
do this.
it's nice to have facts. to
Yeah,
back it
facts
up.
are good. Occasionally, they, you know.
It's a church. It's not science.
So, community is, Alex. What's community?
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry. Okay, so here we go. Now that was a cool picture you took, TJ, you know, of probably what it'll look a lot like tonight, you know, from the roof of the gray house there out back. Okay, there's our community. So we got very excited, you know, going around the world to these various places at one time to check out their sacred spaces. We would bring pilgrimage groups and things around and we went to Barabador. That was very cool. And
Well,
we
it was our
went to
study. It
Egypt
was
and
our
all
research.
that.
It was our research to
Yeah.
find out how did they do it. Like, what was their, you know, their process
Oh.
in creating
Hello.
a sacred space.
Are you
Okay.
guys doing that?
Please do
'Cause
not
I-
do that. Could I
That's
have
a whoa. Hey.
Okay, good. Thanks. Great. We can do this. Oh,
That was
good.
cool.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So we were looking to you know, just like learn the stories of these places and how were they created as much as you can possibly know. Some of them
Right.
are so ancient you can't know.
Right,
But,
because we had gotten a download from
Right.
Great Spirit to build a chapel.
So this is an image of the Kumbh Mela in India, and the Kumbh Mela is the largest, regularly and oldest scheduled festival of the world that still happens with like millions of people. So here's the, they all gather around, well, Kumbh Mela is a major Hindu pilgrimage and festival honoring each complete revolution of Jupiter around the sun.
It's around 12 years.
Sometimes in certain places they do it every 4 years. I don't know why, but this is why. It's Jupiter around the sun. The celebration takes place at 4 riverbank pilgrimage sites throughout India, including the Ganges. A ritual dip in the waters is traditional. Seekers believe that bathing in these rivers is a way to atonement, penance, and restorative action for past mistakes. So they're washing their sins away, like so many other religions do, in one way
it's
or
like
another.
baptism, absolutely.
I mean, Jews
Bathing
have mikvah
in holy water.
and
Right.
and the Tibetans. We went. The Indonesians. We went there and bathed in the temples there too. Kumbh Mela. So I just told you what Kumbh Mela is, but the frequency is every 4 years, every 12 years in one of the cities. The duration's 55 days long. There's more than 100 million per year. And they follow the footsteps of Vishnu. Well, it's interesting why they choose
the
Vishnu.
sadhus like to come out, who are the ganja-smoking babas,
That's
and
right.
meet as well. So ganja is part of the holy sacrament.
Well, it is a garden variety vegetable, and Vishnu is the preserver. So he's all about the harvest and the earth and what grows and what sustains us and what feeds us.
Right.
Yeah. So it's interesting because I would have thought it was like a Shiva festival
Well,
because
ganja
it's so crazy.
comes from the top knot of Shiva, and so the Ganges and ganja kind of go together,
They
and
do.
so does Shiva. Yeah. So we're looking at some of the psychedelic communities. These are, some of these are like some of the inspiring spiritual communities around the world. And in some ways, like seeing psychedelic communities around the world that are functional and like Santa Daime's spreading around the world, and ayahuasca churches have come throughout the world and is really helping to serve and open people up.
And
in
the
a lot
Santa
of different
Daime
ways.
Santa Daime is one of 3 different
Right.
ayahuasca churches that you may or may not be participating
The
in.
Barquinian and the UDV.
And the UDV. But
right.
let me
right.
read this about the Santa Daime.
Oh, okay.
Is a
Great.
universalistic syncretic religion. That means founded in the 1930s in the Brazilian Amazonian state of Acre, based on the teachings of Mestre Iranu. Ceremonies typically are several hours long, practiced sitting in silent concentration, singing collectively, dancing simple steps in geometric formation, like you see here. Ayahuasca drunk as part of the ceremony contains psychoactive compounds. Many of us knew that, but I just thought I would, for those that wondered what ayahuasca was. And this is only one way to celebrate it, but it is a very, sort of a strict, dance, really, and uniformed. It's uniformed.
Quite beautiful hymns,
It's
too.
very beautiful.
And a quite different ceremony is celebrated by the Huichol, but they have their sacrament is the peyote, which contains mescaline, of course, and they have their own culture that is celebrated in these special patterns, the different kind of psychedelics sometimes result in these different pattern languages. The Shipibo have a very unique pattern as well. And you can check out some of these cultural artifacts down in the psychedelic reliquary in the first floor here of
These
Entheon.
ayahuasca, these Huicholi, I wanted to say, are dressed in their finest sort of wedding outfits. And if you look for images of Huichol people, it is a community of people that dress in many ways. I would say, in general, very colorful, but not always, ritualistically like that. Those are their sort of ritual outfits.
Right.
Now, Chartres Cathedral. It's near Paris. constructed between 1194 and 1220. You're talking about 100 years. Like 100 years they did it. I mean, my God,
And
you wouldn't believe
1,000
the
years ago.
carvings all
1,000 years
over.
ago.
It was proposed in the year 1000 because here it was the year 1000, and so guess what ended up in Paris? But the robe.
I'm going to go there.
Yeah, go there. Well, I wanted to say this. Okay, the
Okay.
robe that Mary wore when she birthed
Yeah.
Jesus.
See, this is a kind of a shawl-like fabric, but
They had that relic.
yeah,
And
it's
they
dated
preserved it
to-
by building a cathedral for it. And that was
It is that
Chartres
old.
Cathedral.
It's been dated, so it is that old, which is curious, you know.
They actually have two pieces of it in two different reliquaries. A relic, Alex could tell you, there's first class, second class, third class relics. Go.
Okay, well, this is a second-class relic, actually, because that's something she wore. Now, if there was of Mary Magdalene or something like that, that would be a third-class relic, something they wrote or some notes or something like that, and then second class, something they wore, and then genetic material like bone or hair or something like that would be first class relic. So yeah.
So what I wanted to tell you, one thing that you don't know
What-
about Chartres Cathedral.
Okay, I just wanted to finish the thing with the
Oh, please.
reliquary.
Oh, yeah.
When we saw that, because we went to Chartres with a group of people, took them there, and then had our minds blown. It's like that was the thing that they built their temple around. That was like, because their temple burned down. It's like for
Over
the
and
fifth
over
time,
again.
Fifth
Yeah.
time, it burnt down, and everybody feared, oh, but the garment Mary wore now, oh my God, now she will no longer protect the city, holy moly. And so somebody went down into the crypt or something and said, no, there is no crypt, actually. I'm sorry, there is no crypt there, because there's nothing dead there at Chartres. It's all dedicated to the Holy Mother. And so they came up, and miraculously this garment had survived. And so the bishop there, who had also survived a poisoning of ergotism, and he felt due to Mother Mary, who had granted him life, he promised her that he would build her the greatest cathedral, the greatest church. And so he got involved, and they built this great cathedral around this relic. Now, I know that is a great and mighty tale and everything like that. And what we're doing is a small little postage stamp. It's just a grain of sand.
But it's a hologram,
But we have some relics down in the basement, and we felt like, now that is a really cool thing, because many people have had visionary experiences that connect them to our work and to all the visionary artists' works and stuff like that.
Well, let me just cut in for 1 second.
That's why we put that down.
Alex,
Yeah.
that many people had visionary experiences around this relic of Mary's garment. There were people that wanted to live around it because they had such sensational, good fortune and everything around it, and healing and things like that. But I wanted to tell you one thing that you don't know, that I don't bet any of you know, about the Chartres Cathedral. That many relics were given to Chartres Cathedral, as you can imagine. It was such a powerful. I mean, you should see it. It was covered with sculpture. Could you go back a nail? Just yeah. That labyrinth. To walk that labyrinth is psychic power. It's like psychotherapy.
Yeah,
Really.
you're winding up your brain battery.
And you take one of these candles over here, and the candle lighting thing is a community thing, too. You're talking about people from all over the world going in there and lighting candles together. It's a unity community thing. But anyway, you take one of those candles and you hold it. You pay for it, you light it, you hold it, and you walk the labyrinth in silence with it. And I'm telling you, it's
Gregorian
like
chants
any
going in the
drug you
background.
could possibly. You're out there, and
Where am
it's just
I?
very inward experience. It's amazing. But here's the thing that you didn't know: all the relics that were gifted to Chartres Cathedral, there are two that you would not think that they would have. They have the head of Saint Anne. It was Mary's mother.
What?
They have the head of St. Matthew. But the whole reason why we put this whole thing up here is because it was built by a community. It was not built because the Pope funded it. He was so busy doing the first and second crusades, sending his soldiers off to kill, Muslims. I hate to say it, but that was what it was. It was just, go out and, And so there was the Crusades going on, and the Pope would not fund anything. But the people, and actually the companies and the storefronts and the manufacturers, the people who were
People of the town.
the people of the town, the people of the town, the different
Very cool.
churches. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this is the Hajj, and the Hajj
The Kaaba.
is a pilgrimage made to the Kaaba, the house of Allah, in the sacred city of Mecca in Saudi Arabia. And during the Hajj, pilgrims join processions of millions of Muslim people who simultaneously converge on Mecca for a week, the week of Hajj, and perform a series of pre-Islamic rituals. And I didn't want to put all those down here, but that you can find out what they were. You can look it up. It's an amazing series of rituals that were that happened before Muhammad, and he modified the rituals because there were so many. But it's just like you go through this whole series, and you do everything prescribed, and you bathe in a certain way, you do a certain thing, then you stop a certain place, and you go. It's like sort of like it reminds me of a Lucis or something. There's just probably like all the steps that you have to go through to have this miraculous
Do we have
experience.
the meteorite?
I
in
don't
there?
think we did the meteorite.
Oh.
One of the things that you have to do is to kiss or touch the meteorite, and the meteorite is inside that. It's called the kiswa, and the kiswa is surrounded by all these millions of people, and they all have to circumambulate in the same direction. It's like they stir the energy. It's phenomenal to see that. And this is the making of the kiswa, and listen to this, every year they remake the kiswa, and it's covered with gold embroidery. And they're people, they're factories, the communities of artisans that get together to create the kiswa. It's to see, the different stages of it and all the doorways and they put it all on there every year. It's a cube. They create a kiswa, a new one for them.
Phenomenally beautiful.
It shows amazing dedication. Their life is spent sewing.
Yeah.
This is the Sagrada Familia, and that is, Gaudi's temple. We went to there.
Yeah,
and
the
it's
Sacred
amazing.
Family, Holy
You should
Family.
See it if you can.
We just saw it recently in Barcelona.
Yeah.
Wow. Like for 100 years they've been building, and
Gaudi said that his main goal for the Sagrada Familia was to teach people about Catholicism through architecture. And the best place to see this is right outside the church. The 4 towers represent the 12 apostles, and the intricately carved facade at the base show the life of Christ from birth to death and then resurrection. So out of their dedication for the life of Christ, this is built, and it's amazing. It's open to the public, and everybody can walk in. It's pretty much finished. There's no scaffolding around it anymore.
Right. They're still finishing one facade.
Yeah.
But it's quite a phenomenal,
It's a contemporary work of sacred
contemporary
architecture.
cathedral, that was financed by the people over 100, years. So.
And then we're just going to quickly touch on the, this is the this is the Aura.
In Auroville.
In Auroville.
Yeah, the Mandir. This is the center of their community, which is set up like a spiral, like if you look at it from
To realize human
aerially.
unity in diversity.
Yeah, it's like the center of their mandala. Quite amazing. Now, another point of inspiration for like what we're doing, as we were like gathering, points of inspiration. Now, at the end of the 19th century, you can say what you will about his music and everything about him, but they built this amazing opera house to host the Bayreuth Festival every year. You come back and you listen to the Ring Cycle or various kinds of operas and stuff. So to keep his kind of operas alive, which contain the story of the people of Germany and everything like that. So this was a place where they could meet, and every year something would be performed.
People sign
so
up
we
for
always thought,
tickets
that would
years
be a cool
in
idea.
advance.
Do
Alex.
something every year.
Yeah,
you
do
know?
something every year.
And so have some sacraments, and have a reliquary, not sacraments. Yeah.
People have to sign up for tickets years in advance, like 4 years it takes you to get there. Well, or more. Maybe it's 20, because they only have one festival. Okay, so keep going. This is the Lotus Light of Truth Universal Shrine. Keep going.
Mm-hmm. This is Swami
And
Satchidananda.
this is
built
Virginia. This is in
was
Virginia.
So beautiful what he
Okay.
did.
Lotus is a unique temple dedicated to interfaith understanding and the light within all faiths. So there you go. All faiths are beautiful.
Yeah, see how there's a main shaft of light in the center of the room, and it's going to all the different wisdom traditions that he's celebrating in all these different altars around the lotus. So very beautiful.
This is just a students at the Harlem Community Arts Center. There's art. There are places to make art all over the world. This is
But we
it can
have
be a
an art
group
church.
activity. This is a interfaith spiritual intentional community, Damanhur, and they have an underground temple. It's built inside of a mountain in Turin, Italy, and they've sculpted and painted and mosaicked and gilded and and bronzed and mirrored. They have the largest stained glass domes in the world, 25-foot domes.
And it's a community of 1,000 people that basically build a temple together.
I wanted to show you that.
Yeah.
It wasn't working. Okay, there you go.
go.
All right. Well, I think it's because I'm not in the middle. So, in response to the pandemic, Vision Train went live on Zoom March 24th, 2020. And artists from around the world volunteer to
be conductors.
To read books, to have interviews, to recite poetry and play music, and those who tune in create together in a creative, supportive environment. And so, if you feel alone in the middle of the night in Australia, you can turn on the Vision Train and make art with some other people that are maybe in your neighborhood even, or because they're up too. Or maybe they're across the world. So that's what I love about the Vision Train. And this is the person that we hail. Oh, come on. Okay, there she is. Amanda Sage, board member of CoSM and fantastic teacher of painting. If you want to come out with a painting that you love, take a class with Amanda, and it's coming up in October. This is here because, what are you guys doing? What's that? You're having some issues? All right. Okay, well, anyway, family is our
Takes a
first
community. Yeah.
All right. The Holy Family is the most benevolent context for our embrace of life. Okay. Community is formed by partnership, of United Purposes. This is Alex's beautiful painting, and you'll see on the second floor. Let's keep
Right.
going.
It's just like pointing to that one thing. So, like, you could say that, I mean, coming here means that basically you've shown support enough to show up, and that alone is helping us to make it to the next moon, you know? So you're the community for tonight. You know, you're the folks that are bringing it right now. And so we are just trying to inform you in a way of all the little seasoning that's gone into, you know, our thinking about sacred community, and how here Allyson shows her family, you know, and family
Well, it's
reunions.
family reunion
you know.
time right about now. I don't know how many of you go to family reunion, but anyway, that was a family reunion some years ago. And this was a performance where we gathered community together to experience life energy. And in that performance, you know, we did a lot of different exercises to feel our life energy in different ways. But the thing that people liked, guess what? The charts. They loved to see Alex's ink drawings of the life-size figures of, this was the metaphysical anatomy, the acupuncture meridians and points and chakras and auras. And then there was another one of the nervous system, which was black on white paper that we rolled out in this gallery and just made it sort of an intermission thing. We you know, invited people to reflect on the systems of their life energy systems in their body and see if they could feel them inside their body. And people loved it. They lined up for it. And this is when Alex, you know.
Well, Allyson had the idea for the sacred mirrors, you know, but based on this kind of chart idea, and thought that I ought to do paintings based on that basic idea. So that was the seed for the chapel idea.
Yeah. But anyway, so what do we have? Well, I brought this out because this was a performance that we did when I was 8.5 months pregnant, really just about to have my one and only child. And we did a performance where we were asked to do an installation on the grounds of the Islip Art Museum. And we set this up, the soul furnace, where we created this shape of a figure, and we put things in it and burned it. And we had a big pageant, and people had torches. And it was like a celebration for the about to be birthing mother. And I wanted to I was extremely, you know, well, honored to do it, but it was a ceremony, and this is what communities do. They come together at special occasions to commemorate and celebrate special times.
Before we went to Burning Man.
It was before Burning Man, and then a year later, there she was. We planted a tree in the heart, and we had the whole thing paved, and it's still there. And if you go to Islip Art Museum, you'll still see it there. But that was her 1-year-old. She just started to walk. There you go. And then we did this performance. This was her first performance, actually. She nursed in my arms in front of Lincoln Center, where we had a community of friends that came together to set up the apples, 5,500 apples in the shape of the goddess. And Alex did 100 prostrations to the goddess. And you can see that video downstairs in the performance room. Some of the things in that performance room, these are just a few performances that Alex and I did, that were rituals. They were all rituals, and around rituals, communities gather. That's what communities do. They get together and they celebrate things. And so this was really the celebration.
Sometimes ceremonies introduce communities to like sacred symbols. You know, it's basically part of ceremonies. And so that's the shaman, that's Alex Stark, and he began the full moon ceremonies with us in our loft, and then handed us the keys. And so it spent 5 years in the city. This
is where we had a place on 27th Street, right right the same distance from the Hudson River that we are right now. We were on the west side, 1,500 feet from the Hudson River. We had this floor where we celebrated with lots and lots of people in
Can I ask
Manhattan.
how many people here
Ever
actually
saw the
ever
place in
made
the
it
city?
to the place?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
a
just
few.
a few, yeah.
All right.
But I'm glad that this is our home now, and we were there for 5 years. It was a great practice run.
That's
That was Sarah dancing.
yeah.
This was us, collaborating on paintings. This is something that visionary artists do that is not that common in the world of art. Although the cave people probably did it. They all put their hands up and blew paint, and it was all collaborative.
They were doing mushrooms too.
Yeah. And this is us. We were both there. Bicycle Day, San
Bicycle
Francisco.
Day, yeah, the usual suspects.
Yeah, and this was the Brazil where we started the mural that you're going to see when you go out dancing. Outdoors in back of the DJ booth, we have the mural up. It's probably the last time for a while, so I'm glad. This is the first time. This was when we started the mural. It was on a cube in the middle of our own stage, outdoors. It was a 24-hour festival in Brazil. We went there again maybe 3 or 4 years later to paint it again, but now it's a big, long mural. It's 32 feet by 8 feet because of that box, you see. But anyway, there you are in
Yeah.
Australia, Rainbow
Just-
Serpent.
Right.
I'm
going
over
around
there
the
too,
world. Yeah.
in the background
Yeah.
there.
And, the CoSM community is kind of made up of a lot of different communities,
That's right.
including like a tattoo community from all over the world. And the tool community has been an extraordinary support.
So you should notice that we have the Tool Shrine, and make sure that if you're a Tool fan or if you ever like Tool, go in there and take a look. There's some videos that Alex did, and a lot of little things from the. We had a lot of people who wanted to have it was called 10,000 fans. We had the 10,000 fan campaign to raise money for the Tool Shrine.
I think about 1,000 showed up though. Yeah.
A couple
but-
thousand, I think. Anyway, but this is
Entheon-
us at Burning Man. This is the first time Entheon, the word Entheon was used, was at the Entheon Village at Burning Man. It was the CoSM camp with maps, and Martina and Robert had tents on either side. You can see their tents. They had their own exhibitions in tents. And then we had a 24-hour chill DJ, chill space where people could come in all the time and listen to down-tempo music and
Right.
kind of get in a puppy pile and do yoga and whatever. It was just a
Right.
nice flat with lots of tarps all over it and rugs and everything.
Kind of practice.
People,
for
it was
what
really
we're
supposed to be
doing now.
It was live
Right.
painting 24 hours too. We had
Yeah.
people live painting around the clock.
So one of the
Members of CoSM. This is an old one.
before Entheon was open.
We didn't
just
do one today, but
taking
2019.
a
that was
tour
pretty
around
good.
there. We just wanted to introduce you and give a hand for the CoSM team who is
our staff.
manifesting all of this.
So we are a community in the middle of a greater community, this community that we're with today, and it's just such a pleasure and an honor to, be a container for experiences to happen, and we thank you for making that possible. These are some of the people in shipping, and the people in Jeffrey's been with us for 14 years,
And Sharon for longer than
Sharon's
that.
been 20,
Yeah.
21 years or 22 years. And then there are folks here that have Brian, who's been with us since we moved here, which is 15 years. There he is with his family. Came here as a solo, and now he's a dad. And John, we love John. Yay, John's back there, and DJ. And this is Brian James. When we barely knew him, he made this fire performance. We were in the city, but we would go camping once a year to the Center for Symbolic Studies in Rosendale, and Brian did an incredible, he choreographed it, and a lot of people worked on it and danced, and they acted out Alex's performances, and I think some of them that we did together too. I think there were some collaborative performances and some performances of just you.
Yeah, I did a remarkable
And
job.
they acted it out in dance and fire.
Right.
I'm serious. It was so amazing.
Yep.
This is
Brian
your
is
drawing
still
of the
here.
green
Right.
lady.
Yeah. Just to let you know, because some of the members are here tonight, and things like some of the secret messages we encode in the land. Thinking that we've put crystals at various points around the property and things like that in alignment with this, and we imagine some kind of goddess of the land that is here, and that like the heart is right where an old pulpit used to be, and the cistern up at the top is where the top chakra is, and down at the foot of the property, of course, there's the entry gate in. So it's interesting how it all lines up. Yeah, and we're so conveniently near the Hudson, and
You can walk right down there. And if it's a beautiful day sometime, if you come with your watercolor pad and your little bit of watercolors, that's all you need. You walk right down there to the river and sit on the wall and draw and paint. Draw, paint. It is so wonderful. We've done that with many groups and nature mysticism. We also walk up to the meadow. It's our neighbor's meadow, but they don't mind because we use it very gently. And you can go up there and draw as well. It's just anywhere on the property, there's exquisite things to see.
I do want to share one little metaphor about the river. Now, it's very interesting. We call it the Hudson and everything, and a lot of people know, and have heard me talk about it before, that it's a moon river, and it changes directions every 6 hours.
Wider than a mile.
Okay. It is, and it goes up just past Wappinger all the way to Poughkeepsie, and then it basically, then it doesn't go any further. So it's very interesting that this river, basically reverses directions all the time, and so it has a unique
6 times a day,
a unique kind of brackish water.
No, is it? Wait a minute.
That sturgeon thrive in, for instance. But I wanted to just share this idea that that as individuals, we're like little streams of consciousness, that work our way toward the river. So we're going toward the river. Now, toward the river, then the river is like this metaphor for community, because it's made up of many streams, And so all the streams feeding into one, what are we doing? We're going down to the ocean, we're going, and it empowers all of us to reach the ocean, to go together. So we're going down the ocean. What's the ocean? It's, well, what? The ocean of love bliss, the ocean of awareness, the ocean of whatever spirit is to you, whatever open liberation and the possibility of what sacred space can mean for you, can open up for you, And so this then. But what does it mean then to come back? It's kind of like, oh, wow. Then it's kind of like breathing. It's like you can breathe in that special ocean, into this magical space that's still within the moon circuit, And so within this special kind of gravitational pull, we're enveloped in that. We're in it. And so not only is it a metaphor, but literally we are inside of some moon magical thing that is pulling the river upstream. That's crazy. And so that as a geographical feature to be near is a very cool thing, just for a sacred space to always have some kind of geographical feature that's actually the power spot, and you're just kind of feeding off of that in some cool way, or reflecting that energy that's there. So I just thought that was so interesting about community. So you're pulling back
community.
Sacred stuff.
I'd like to just, I love that. Beautiful, brilliant. I also wanted to say that I wanted to correct myself. First of all, it's every 6 hours. It changes 4 times a day. So it goes up and it goes down. And it was a commuter river for canoes. When the Wappinger Native people lived here, they could go down to the city and do their trading and come back with the current and go in both ways. You see, that's it was a very lucrative place and good place to live. And so it was called the Mohikani-tuk, which means the great flow that goes both ways, and that was the Wappinger way of doing things. And they were, of course, pogromed to the Trail of Tears, and there are no more Wappinger. But I like to remember them and thank them for and thank our teacher.
I believe they're still
Kevin
here,
Pritchard,
the
for
spirit of
teaching
the
us these
Wappinger.
things. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, there we are.
Yeah.
When we first got the beautiful sculpture by Kate Rodenbush, I think we show that in the Burning Man section. Let's keep going. And of course, weddings are a time when you get together with the community. There's a very special community that gets together around a wedding. You never forget those people. The inevitable consequence of love is the building of temples. That means that we love each other, that our community loves each other enough to get together and make this happen. And we are so making it happen. We tell them everything.
Okay, so, all right, last Friday, we had this meeting. And, sometimes you have meetings. Oh, my God, who looks forward to meetings? But I'll tell you, there are some meetings that you have that you feel like were historic. And your life has changed after that. There was before the meeting, and then there's after the meeting. It's a new world now. Okay. So we found the engineer. I can't imagine a more perfect person. He knows everything about buildings in New York. And he mainly focuses on landmark buildings in New York City.
Ornamental
concrete. Replacing ornamental concrete. So he understands and has contacts with all the people who could literally do this. And he says, okay, it's complex, but it looks like fun to me. Right? So he's the guy.
They're going around repairing ancient, hundreds of years old buildings that have concrete, and they're about to fall in the street and hurt people. So they have to do it, and they learn about what could happen and what you have to do. And these are engineers, and this is the first step towards making this real. And they're making it affordable too.
Yes.
And we're extremely grateful to a couple of members who I don't see here, Stephanie and Dan Cobley, but they're an incredible engineering and architect team that are the leaders of our project, as well as our new friend from J.K. Blum, which is in Manhattan.
Dane, yeah.
And
His name is Dane.
Dane, he's the Dane.
Yes,
All
and
right. We'll make him famous.
So he is going to create the drawings that will get basically the masks of these faces, so that they will attach securely to the building in a waterproof way, and a way that allows for weeping seams, if you can believe.
Okay,
all of these amazing kind of
That's
elements.
what we're looking at.
It's
Everybody get a good eyeball full, because this is called
mean,
visioning it into being. We all see it. We all love it. We send it energy and love. And you know what we have to do? We have to make little tiny models of it so you can all take one home. Don't you think we should do that? Yes.
Refrigerator magnets.
Yes.
Yeah.
we want it on our altars, and we want to see it. And the more we see it, the more it's possible. That's how we got the steeplehead. Let's see. You see the steeplehead? It was just an imaginary thing.
Stephanie and Dan helped us get the steeplehead.
That's right. They got it up there, and we brought it. We had it made.
The man who helped sculpt this entire building with my guidance and everything is Ryan Tottle, and he actually did the entire thing. Took 2 years, while he was working at Disney Studios and getting
Two Oscars.
getting Oscars for Frozen and for other stuff.
Frozen
He was doing this on the
Zootopia,
side.
yeah.
Looked like fun to him. And
Yeah, he did this on the side for
didn't
nothing.
charge us a penny.
But anyway, this
Would
is the
not
concept.
take a penny for the
Let's
entire
move on.
thing.
Now here is something different, really different. That is, keep the end in mind. The end in mind is to build a circular temple up in the top of the property that holds the sacred mirrors as a center circular exhibition with some of the permanent collection around the sides and probably a couple of stories down underground as well if we can do it, because we have a lot of more
Crazy
galleries
ideas.
and things to do. But anyway, by the time we get to this, we'll probably be printing it on site. I have a feeling, because the way 3D printing is going. So anyway, that's the story of of
we
our
will move
future.
our art out of Entheon and put it into this building, and then this building will become like a museum of visionary art for all the various artists from around the world who are completely awesome. But then we can have another building and
For
it would be a cool
curations
thing
and
to-
group shows and solo shows and all kinds of things. We want the museum to continue to be a visionary art museum.
That's
always.
the long range view. But if we just get the faces on, that'd be super awesome.
We're going to get the faces. We're going to get more than the faces. We're going to do it all. But anyway, thank you so much for your attention to that. Well,
By your coming here tonight, you two are temple builders. This is the way this whole thing happened. It isn't any different. No mega donor came forward and said, here's the way that it's done. It's like just from all of us like pulling together a little bit here, a little bit there, and whatever we can. And lo and behold, and you sell some posters, and look what happens, It's like if, and you look around the world and you see that communities have built these amazing spaces that people still go back to, because they're just very cool and they kind of represent whatever that community holds sacred. So we feel that way about the visionary and psychedelic community that feels the sacred vibe of what's happening here, but can also feel in alliance with the kind of the field effect, from the very beginning. People got together and made something together, that was really awesome. And they had a shared kind of vision, that they could support and built something cool, So thank you for helping us do that.
the art community, the dance community, the performance community, the carpenter community, the jeweler community, whatever community you're in, we're so glad you're here. I wanted to suggest that everybody just stretch their arms up really high. Just stretch it. If you want to stand up and stretch, this is the time to stand up and stretch. If you don't feel like standing, don't. But just stand up, stretch. Now listen, everybody, just 1 second. I want to tell you one thing while you're stretching. Everybody, when you finish stretching, turn around and find somebody that you never met before, that you haven't introduced yourself to yet, and introduce yourself to them and talk to them for 1 minute. As one. As one. As one. Woo! As one. As one. As one. I keep being dopey until they stop. Okay. Well, I hope that you feel refreshed and alive and awakened by that refreshing moment. I was just brilliant. And now we're going to have another brilliant star come up on the stage, our Ariana Mikura. Ariana is a poet. I see you look just you're spectacular, Ariana. That's a brilliant thing. But anyway, we look forward to your poetry every time, and it's so wonderful to have you.
Thank you. It is wonderful to be here. And actually, earlier on this summer, I went to a women's retreat, and this poem highlights the beauty that can be born out of communal engagement. Efflorescence. We travel a magical path, past a portal hidden in the forest, and find we can dive deep beneath the rippled surface of a slender reservoir, initially intended for the reflection and replenishment of sacrificial vessels. Once nourished, we flourish. Inspiration blooms through us as we watch our footprints overflow with flowers. Thank you. Salvation. If I hadn't told you, you wouldn't have seen the scraped sky beyond your eyes that breaks too soon before the dreams you've stolen. It takes you back in one breath, one blink, maybe stabs and cleaves you into two evasive halves in one defining moment at the stake of decision. Whether or not you make the memory of this a possible salve determines which direction we will walk in together to save this planet from desolation and despair at the hands of those that possess rotten thoughts, and talk as though we don't revolve around the sun, but only ourselves, trapped on separate lands. Thank you. Cosmic connectivity. During these profoundly challenging times, I ask of you to focus on the grace and serenity within and amongst your fellow sisters and brothers, rather than struggle to see others through any personal filters of perception, or home in on insignificant differences when we should instead be seeking out our similarities. We all know words are weapons meant to be wielded with the meticulous calm of careful consideration, because life is a cacophonous conglomeration on its course to equilibrium. Its mysterious force cannot completely succumb to the brittle bonds of domestic manipulation. See, when imbued with the power to both create and destroy, nature knows it can only be described and categorized, never definitively named. Therefore, the remarkably evasive essence of spirit remains untamed. Remember to open your heart to engage with the presence of now. Realize we don't need to measure our lives in weekends and how many hundreds of dollars we have to spend or save, indubitably distracting ourselves by fingering our phones instead of picking each other's brains. Because I believe we've entered on a lemniscate, a feedback loop of love that satisfies all the validation each and every one of us has sought for so long. we're all rooted in the glimmer of an invisible ribbon that's simultaneously infinite and instantaneous, the incalculableness of which causes us to fold and shrink before the irrevocable profundity of our previously concealed connection. A thread none of us are meant to name or trace, like a thought caught on the tip of your tongue, or a familiar face you fail to place. So seek to hear the whispered words and silent waves of intrinsic intention. Speak in compassionate streams of consciousness, while aware of the effects our emotions have as our energetic threads entwine in perfectly imperfect dendritic designs. Because if you believe inner peace begets world peace, then I invite you to unleash your feet upon the earth in an inner rhythm that pays no mind to inquiring eyes. I insist you persist with your whirlwind of bliss. Let each beat reverberate in a gyration of hips. Dear revelers, I dare you to dance your dreams into being from dusk till sunrise. Sweep the soil as dervishes determined to scratch the vertiginous itch of ecstatic existence. Let love's light ascend through your spines. Recognize that it is our connection to the holy, eternal, wild, divine. Thank you so much.
Blessings and declarations. Well,
Ariana, thank you so much.
Ariana, wasn't that beautiful? Let's give her another round of
stunning.
applause. That was so incredible.
Wow.
I went into a very deep space in that. I really did.
Totally.
I hope that you all felt that.
They're prayer poems.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful way to say it. Well, at how many people, for how many people is this the first full moon you've ever been to at CoSM? Most people.
Wow.
So what I'm saying is,
Thank you.
this is the part of the program where we ask you to think of a blessing or a declaration and share that you'd like to share. That'd be something that you'd want to share. So a blessing, we all pretty much know that, we bless for all sorts of things. A declaration is, an intention, usually, that you're setting for yourself, something that you are, a new intention. Because every month that you come back and you remember that intention that you set, if you do it in front of with your community, it just holds your feet to the fire. And a lot of people will come over to you and say, how is that, anti-smoking campaign that you decided on? Or how is that temple building that you've been saying you're going to be doing? That's been going on for us for a long time. The more we share it, the more people want to know, how it's going, and they want to interact with you. And it helps you in having your intention come true. Mm-hmm. So anyway, but we
try to keep it essentialized.
Oh yeah, less than a minute. Just a quick blessing or a declaration. So think about what you'd want to say, and then raise your hand if you'd like to.
Yeah, Alexa's here
Alexa's
to
here. She's gonna bring
amplify your message, which does anybody...
We know, it takes a minute to think about it. There we are. There's somebody right there.
Blessing or declaration there. Is our
Test
friend
one, two.
Very
Can you
close.
turn the mic up? Oh, there you go.
Oh, I got it. Thank you. Thank you. This Leo Moon Libra, yeah. I am a musician, and I am setting the declaration for my bassist, who is supposed to be here, Libra, and he's a Taurus, so he's not here. So we're setting the declaration for my bassist, Tyler, and I. We call ourselves Nix-ixing. It's the word Xing, but you flip it, and it's got an I in the middle. Yeah, awesome. I love it when someone gets that. You're like the first person. Long story short, obviously the intention is for us to be able to be cohesive and to make music that ultimately, eventually, will be something that I heard something about making famous or something like that. But we'd like to go there eventually. But whatever it does with the level of eyes that gets on it, may it actually have the impact that is positive, benefic, and upward spiraling. And lastly, maybe one of the reasons they use 4 and 12, Jupiter's magic square is a 4. Pisces, Sagittarius, my rising in midheaven. So anyways, that's enough. The 4 is the magic square, and the 12 is its cycle. that's why they might do that. Okay, long story short, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, we have someone right here. There you go.
Well, my name is Zena, and my birthday's tomorrow, so I had to
Oh,
come here.
happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Almost.
So I have been following you for a very long time, and you have changed my life in many ways spiritually. So I do want to have a blessing to be just be covered with protection, because there's a lot of evilness out there, and I'm a Leo, and it's coming to me hard. So just please pray for me. That's about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Zena.
Happy almost birthday.
Thank you, my friend.
Awesome. Someone back here has a hand
I'm
up.
going to pass this down if that's okay.
Hola, I'm Pia Colors from Peru. I'm so happy to be here, and I would like to share something in Quechua, which is Ayucanchis, Rikunakupi, Rikunak. Sorry, I got you nervous, but I want to start over. Ayucanchis, Rikunakupi, Rikurinchis. As a community, we all are sacred mirrors for each other. So I want to bless you guys for create this amazing building. We are within. We can feel the pumping heart that we would like to declare to expand around the world. This community keeps growing, with the big purpose. And thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
Muchas
so
gracias.
much. Oh,
Thank
beautiful.
you. Our sister from Peru. How
pick
beautiful.
somebody.
Okay. Here's Choo Choo.
Choo choo. Choo choo.
Thank you. My name is Choo Choo. I want to share this blessing. It's an ancient Chinese poetry and made into a song. And it goes, 月有阴晴圆缺，人有悲欢离合，此事古难全。但愿人长久，千里共婵娟. It means just like the moon has all the different faces, us human goes through all different range of emotions. And whenever, how far away we are with our family, our loved ones, every time when we look upon the moon, no matter how far away we are, we can feel the sweetness of our connection, the love, and be reminded that we are one and we're always together. So that's my blessing for our loved ones and our community, and gather under the moon and sharing that sentiment of love and connection.
Thank
Brilliant.
you so
Oh,
much.
Choo Choo, such a blessing. Thank you so much for that. Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Whoa. How about Oziama?
Oziama?
here?
I didn't even realize you were here. I was talking to you earlier. Hi.
Look at that.
How are you? Good to see you.
Such a blessing to be here with the CoSM community in this beautiful, energetic frequency. I would like to share a blessing and an invitation because we are entering into a time that I like to call the dreaming time, the co-dreaming time. World Dream Day takes place September 25th. And the theme this year is Dreams for the Future. And so I want to enter into a space of blessing all of the dreams, the visions, the deep, deep desires that live inside every single one of us that can play a role in uplifting our world, creating a more unified, coherent field that reflects the best that lives within us. And so, as we move into this beautiful time, as one community, connected to the higher vision, the higher dream, we bless one another in that process as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, Oziama. Amazing.
Ozioma, you're amazing. Which one you wanted to do?
Somebody's burning.
This one
It's
right
a
here?
burning share coming up over here.
Thank you. I just wanted to I just wanted to co-sign that. And I wanted to tell everybody that to live. Everybody needs to live. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Pick somebody.
Yes. Choose life. Awesome. Okay, well, in the back row, I know that won't be easy there.
Wait,
No, no, they
all
passed
the
it.
way
How
back.
about-
We'll start there. Okay.
Hi, I'm Eden, like Earth, Eden, and my blessing is in Hebrew. It's mean shefa, shutfut, v'ashpa'a, and the meaning for it is abundance, collaboration, and impact each other with love. So I wish it for my art and your art, and earth and your art. Yes, thank you. A lot of love.
Thank you so much. Yes, right there.
Wait, what am I doing? Oh, yes.
Right. Him. Well, okay. Okay.
I'm Justice, and I'm here to declare the beginning of a community that is to co-create a field of love with artificial intelligence. So we will together teach it, and it will teach us about the human experience of love and compassion. And this will also become the consultant for all the other AIs that might make decisions that we want to be guided by love. All right?
Yeah.
Guided by love. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Alexa, we have some folks up front here.
I don't know why I'm trying to run in slow motion.
You want to get it to
you wanna-
Rosie? Rosie, and then
Rosie,
we'll
you
pass it
first.
down? Okay.
Oh, you want to go first?
You want to go it?
I don't know if some of you have been here before and have heard Fun Young Moon or Jerry Murtaugh do his amazing spiritual
Poetry.
poetry. Well, he's just recently become a dad, but also was diagnosed with cancer, and he's undergoing treatment. There's like a GoFundMe for him. But I just thought maybe for a moment, because he's been such a positive force here at CoSM, to hold him in your hearts and prayers for perfect recovery, and may all go with grace with his healing.
Thank you, Rosie.
Thank
We're
you.
about to do, and others have people that are also needing to be sent prayers, and we're about to do that in 1 minute, and I'm so glad you brought that up. Jerry
But
is
maybe
such a good
Katie
friend.
has some.
wait,
But I also wanted to say happy
okay, good.
birthday to
Happy birthday to
birthday Alexa, who's coming up, our gal Alexa, and Sina.
Oh,
Happy birthday!
Oh my God. Oh. Well, and
Sweet.
somebody had a share right here, and then we'll maybe take some from Katie. Okay.
Hi everyone. I want to declare that I want to be more emotional. I'm very emotional. I can go through like one page of Lord of the Rings without crying 3 times, and I hide it because I'm embarrassed by my emotions, and it's weird to cry like 3 or 4 times a day, right? But I declare that I'm gonna be true, and I bless all your emotions, good or bad, and I hope you do the same, and good to see you guys.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Yeah. What if you were talking to somebody and they started crying? What if? Maybe, I don't know, but maybe
Let it
maybe
flow.
it's okay.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, I love you for sharing that. That's so beautiful. And we support all of you in you having your intentions. You know, even if you don't share them, mark them in your mind, and maybe sometime you will share it with somebody that you trust, because it really empowers whatever intention to share it with others. That's kind of the communication and that sharing. Yes, my friend.
Should we take some from the World Wide Web?
I think we need to take some from the World
Yes,
Wide Web.
absolutely.
Yes, let's do that.
The internet.
Katie, did you
Here we go.
find
Give it up for
anything?
Katie. We love Katie.
Hello, beautiful souls. I'm feeling the magic of this moment as I connect online with our incredible community. They're tuning in from all corners of the globe, from Australia and Costa Rica, and Italy and Mexico, Berlin, Peru, New Zealand, and Brazil, all over the United States, of course, too. I'll read 2 from the live stream, shall we? Okay. First, we have Nathan from Oklahoma. He says, "May all humans discover their power to create sacred space by pouring their love into it." And the second is
Oh, very
Anna
beautiful.
from Greece. She has a blessing of love, health, peace, abundance, harmony, music, the arts, flowers, trees, beautiful nature all over the world. And she gives 10 exclamation points. I love that. And that is all. But our talented audiovisual team in the back of the room, they've brought us the ability to be virtually connected like this. So let's wrap them in a warm blanket of applause.
Oh, I love
How
these people. I
completely
love all of
awesome.
you people. Thank you so much. Well, let's see now. I think that we're going to do exactly what I was just saying we were going to do. I'm going to stand over here because I can see better. And I think we're doing the, we take this opportunity to say a few prayers. So be with us for this portion. Now, tonight we may be thinking of loved ones, maybe even ourselves, who might be suffering distress in body or mind. Every CoSM full moon, we take a few moments to turn inside and hold in our hearts those who might benefit from a healing prayer. To strengthen this blessing, recall the name of your loved one as we pray.
Great Spirit, thank you for blessing us with this day and for our precious body and soul. We feel the light of Spirit shining in our hearts. And as we breathe, a glow expands to surround us like a luminous sphere.
The brightness in our hearts magnifies as we join together in a gleaming web with countless others around the world, a luminous net of beings. From the superabundance of our combined energy field, we envision rays of healing light surrounding and protecting us, our friends and family.
May the light shine on all who need healing. May Spirit renew each soul with creative power to rebuild stronger and weave peace and harmony across the earth. May the water, air, fire, and earth be purified, and the web of life be strong and resilient.
And together we say, Amen.
Amen. Some who are with us may be grieving the loss of a family member or a friend. We send our deep condolences to all who are in mourning. We acknowledge the sacred space of sorrow and compassion that we carry for all those suffering on our planet. Remembering the brevity of life, we appreciate the beauty of every precious day.
Almighty Spirit, we remember the souls of beloved ones who have passed on. Cherishing them in our heart, they remain close. To evoke their memory, recall their names as we reflect together for a moment in silent prayer, sending a wave of love from our being to theirs. May their memories be a blessing. Wow. No, I really appreciate the calling out, and I actually always thought that would be a good thing to do. To speak it quietly in front of yourself. Even we used to do that. You know, I would always name every grandparent that died, every friend that died too young, all of the people that made a list of the people that I wanted to, and I would whisper it sort of out in front of myself. It makes it more real, and I think it brings their spirit into you, and. If you're lucky, the list gets longer. Just remember that. Anyway, I think that now is time.
We have future news.
Future news.
With
the
Alexa.
uplifting, the great uplifting of
Spatafora.
Alexa. All right.
Yay.
All right.
I got a little emotional just now, sweating from my eyeballs. Thanks for mentioning Jerry, too. This guy's, he's the man. I had no idea. And blessings to everybody who's healing and going through that. Thank you for holding space always for that. It's very critical. And I love what you say about if you're lucky, the list gets longer.
It does. I noticed that because I've been doing it now for 21 years, you know, at least, you know. I mean, we always had a memorial and a dedication to, you know, and a prayer, you know, they say prayer works, so why wouldn't we pray, you know, here in a group for the people that need healing and ourselves?
Amen to that. Amen.
Thank you for doing that. All right, well, what's the future news all about?
Oh, I mean, where do I even begin? We got ourselves just the best night ahead of us. Are we excited to exist right here, right now? Oh, good, good, good. So obviously we just did the full moon ceremony, but after it concludes, don't go anywhere. Stay on site, hang out with us for a couple hours. Entheon will be open for a bit. Hang out with Alex and Allyson. Y'all will be wandering around doing some fun stuff. Yeah, we'll be hanging. And we have this building, obviously, which is epic and majestic, but we have 40 acres of deliciousness. And over this way, we have the Gray House, which also has live painting. We're gonna do music outside again this month, which we tried out last month, and it was a lot of fun. Thanks to our homies Father Figure. They're local from Kingston, New York. They're gonna be making it happen out there. And don't be shy to dance. Get around there, get your twinkle toes out there. Have some fun with us. We're really excited to have some local music out here tonight. Like I said, wander about. We have live painting with Peter Westerman, our homie from Colorado, owner of Threda. We got Dan Schaub in the house, George Perham, Keith Prosick, Steve Shorts, and Mari Kuriyama, who came all the way from Brazil to be here with us. We love that, so definitely hang out, see what they're pushing pigments, hanging out, doing that. Rosie and Mike. Look at them. They're gorgeous. The matching in purple tie-dye. They're going to be doing the tradition of the community sand mandala. And we love this exercise, and we're so grateful that you bring it out month after month. It's an opportunity for you to set some intentions with sand. If you didn't get to share one in the group tonight, this is a good space to do that. And at the end of the evening, after the music concludes, we'll go over to the sand mandala and we'll push that sand to the center. It's all about the dissolution and the impermanence and letting it go.
And the non-attachment.
Obviously.
Practicing non-attachment.
We love that.
To your design.
Yeah, we love not being attached.
It's a full moon dollar.
Full moon dollar. You're so good at the word stuff. I love that. So another great thing is they shuffle the sand to the center, and then you can take some sand home with you. So it's a great power piece to put on your altar, sprinkle it in your garden.
Yeah, I'm collecting it.
Top it on your pizza.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Don't do that. That'd be crazy.
But it holds the memory of the time, the very moment, the 270th, which, by the way, adds up to the number 9, which is a magical and very, highly spiritual. It's the number of heaven, 9, and it's a number of completion. You know, it's like you complete a cycle, and then it starts into the 2 digits. You know, so it's you know, it's a completion and on to bigger things, basically.
Bigger, badder, better.
So whatever way number 9 resonates with you, you know that this was the moment.
Number 9.
I know. I was just thinking
Number
about that too.
Exactly. What was that about?
Thank you for covering that. I don't know if we had done that earlier,
No, I
so
just
that's
thought I'd
great.
drop it in there.
Yeah, we'll pepper it in. So we got the Sandman Dollar. We also have our dear Omegan friend Dave Makaitis, who's here to offer some astrology readings. So if you know where you were born and at what time, go into the Gray House shop and sign up, and he'll give you a download like on your astro weather and what's good in your life right now and how to kind of navigate things going forward. Dave Makaitis, astrology readings, sign up in the Gray House shop. Snacks! We love snacks. We love food. Charlie, do we have the curry bowls? We got the curry bowls tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We got vegan-friendly, vegetarian-friendly, and just generally friendly melts, sandwiches in the cafe. We got baked goods. We got drinks. So head on over to the Mushroom Cafe. That's a really cool space. Talk about community, a collaborative art space.
22 artists have tattooed the Mushroom Cafe, including, you know, we have glass painters, we have all kinds of sculpture and stuff like that.
Some
It's
of
very,
the best
very cool.
visionary artists around, you know, added some really beautiful details there. Yeah.
You could just hang out in there all night if you wanted to, which you totally can. It's that activating and immersive. But
You
there's
miss
more.
out on you miss out on the bonfire. You didn't mention the fire.
That was what I was getting to next.
Thank you.
Thank
See,
you.
I'm glad I introduced you then.
Yeah, we have a massive bonfire. I don't know if you've seen it. It's out there, and that'll be right by the music. And we have some fire spinning, fire performances. And so we just want this to be a dope time for you and a fun time for you. And if at any moment you're feeling a little overwhelmed or you're in need of grounding, we have a dedicated team who you can totally hang out with and talk to and relax with. Remember to drink water. We love water. It's like totally our entire body. And just know we're here for you. To make a friend, laugh a couple times if you can. If you can pencil that into your schedule. We just want you to feel at home. And we're really grateful for you to be here this evening. So yeah, that's about it for tonight.
Would you mind me mentioning that we
Please.
have out there, and I think it's still the DJ stage, isn't it? It's the outdoor.
Oh yeah, Star Dancers.
We have a mural out there. It's going to be the last viewing of the mural. So I wanted you guys to know that we're glad that you're here to see it. We're going to roll it up after this full moon.
You get your last looks in.
Well, you'll see it. You can see it online, too. It is called Star Dancers, and it's a collaboration of Alex Gray and Allyson Gray, and you can find that it's on the internet, so you can always see it. But the thing is, it's done its good. It's done its duty, and it's like now people are interested in having it in their club. So we'll see whether that happens, but we're going to be starting a new mural at Burning Man, which is coming up in like a week, and so we have drawn it all up, and we're sending a brand new, fresh mural, and we'll keep you updated. But
where
anyway.
will you be painting this mural at Burning Man?
Well, it's at
the foam home.
It's in the foam home,
and which will be foamier and homier this year, and so yeah, and it's a 24-foot mural by 8 feet, and we're at 845 and F.
845.
If you're headed off to the playa.
8:45.
Another awesome community.
Yeah.
So. Yes.
So that's the way you find people. If you go to Burning Man, you can actually find people. And we're part of a great attraction, the foam home. It's a venerable attraction.
Yeah. If you haven't experienced it, it's quite an experience. It's basically a human car wash. About 25 people get into a booth. They get foamed, with Bronner's amazing foam, and then you kind of wash up,
almond
and shower,
and eucalyptus,
and then they hose you down,
casual,
and then you kind of stagger out of this thing, and and there's hundreds of naked people. Oh my God!
Dancing.
And
they're all dancing.
They're all like,
There are
hey,
these
it's
great
like,
DJs
there's really
happen to be
awesome
there.
music going on. This is unbelievable. This is ridiculous. And oh my God, it's Alex and Allyson, those old people, and they're painting a thing
Opposite
over there.
this car
Holy
wash,
crap.
which is
You know,
see-through.
So you'll never see a picture of it, but now you have a picture of it.
You'll never see
Yeah.
a picture of it. No pictures are allowed, but we like to give you some mental pictures.
Is anyone going to Burning Man this year? Wow.
You are.
We have
going.
one. Yeah, we got one.
That's great.
Two.
Yeah. Well,
That's
anyway,
great.
it's just been great painting for, in the Bronner
crew
room, yeah. But anyway, but thank you, Alexa, and we hope you all are having wonderful festival-filled summers with
Absolutely.
other communities, and we'll think about becoming a member of CoSM if it occurs to you that you want to be a stand for this place continuing to exist. Like you'd really like to keep coming here, become a member. It is just it is a stand. It's a nod in the direction. It's a vote for our future and our future together in the Hudson Valley. This place, this very 40-acre plot, that we could have a sacred site here. And it never ends. The people who make sacred sites, they continually create. So it's a creative center, and we really love it, and we love you for coming. Thank you.
We love you. Have a great time. Check out our website for upcoming events. Stay here tomorrow for Art Church. I'm going to pass it off to you guys for the final prayer,
Benediction,
final closing, and then we'll go play. Okay.
All right. So we're gonna.
Thank you very much.
We're gonna stand up here again.
Hey, John, you want to check out what's there?
Thanks. Thank you. Oh, good. Very good.
That's great. All right.
Okay, let's just go.
Here we go. This is our benediction. It's called Dedication to Love. From the core of our hearts, we dedicate ourselves to the complete and full expression of love in all our activities and in all our relationships.
Love is the soul's medicine, a refuge in our hearts, protecting us from utter despair. Finding compassion in the eyes of the beloved and the stranger gives us the courage to endure.
May love sensitize us with care and wisdom. May love help heal the sickness and wounds of life. May love enable us to forgive and accept ourselves.
May love enable us to forgive and accept each other. May love help us overcome our cruelty and bitterness, our greed and jealousy, our ignorance and delusion.
May love rule our hearts and minds, directing us to reach out, doing our best to benefit others, to heal suffering, to give gifts, to create beauty in the infinite network that is our world.
A heart of loving kindness pours creative grace into the world to alleviate pain and mend the heart net. To the healing art of love, we dedicate ourselves.
May any merit generated by this gathering be offered to the benefit and liberation of all beings.
Happy full moon.